Hi, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can access the Northern Caribbean University Invitational Debate Series 2023 Tabby Cat landing page. The page you're looking at now is the home page for the test run of that website. And this home page allows you to view different tournaments that the Northern Caribbean University Debating Society has organized, as well as the specific tournament that you will be participating in. The landing page shows you a number of stuff that the organizers of the event will make public, including results of matches, which can be found here, motions for those matches, team standings and rankings throughout the competition and at the end of the competition, as well as the participating institutions. As usual, you will also be able to see the names of the individuals who organized, orchestrated, and led out with respect to the execution of the tournament in this area called the tournament staff. Now let's talk about how do you get to your landing page. Each participant will have a unique URL that will take them to their site, which allows them to make certain decisions like submit feedback forms and view the draw to determine where their position will be in different matches, as well as to see how you have been performing as a team throughout the tournament. That private URL is unique for everyone and should not be shared with anyone else, or else they'll be able to make certain decisions on you or your team's behalf. You will get that private URL in the inbox connected to the email address that you shared with us during registration. And so what you want to do is you want to go to your email account, find your inbox, and look for that email with a subject, something like NCU debate private URL, for instance. And when you open that email, you will find instructions on how to access your private page. It will include that unique link, which once you click on it, it will take you to your unique landing page. In this example, it takes me to the private URL page as an adjudicator. And as you can see, as an adjudicator, I'm able to see and interact with different things. And that's exactly why it's important that you do not share this private link with anyone. Once you get to your private URL, you will see information that is related to you and specific to you. For example, if you are an adjudicator, your page will look something like this, and you get options such as check-in, submit ballot for the active round, submit feedback form for the active round, and you will see registration information related to you. In this case, I am registered as Kevon, as an adjudicator, and my institutional affiliation is Monique College. It will also have an area here that shows the draw for the current round, and as you progress through the tournament below, you will be able to see what the verdicts and what the rankings were for the matches that you have participated as an adjudicator. If you are a debater, your landing page or your private URL page will look something like this. You will see your registration information, the details of your registration, as well as you will be able to see the draw and information with respect to the current round. You will also be able to see how your team has been performing throughout the tournament at different rounds. In this case, there is no such data available right now, probably because in this test setup, this team was not active in the previous rounds. You will also get an opportunity to do certain things like check in and submit feedback. Whether or not you are a debater, that is, if you're a debater or you're an adjudicator, these two options and what you do with them is consistent. And so for each round, you want to self check in. And check in is simply letting the tab team know that you are present and ready for the round. And you check in simply by clicking check in. Once you click check in, it will indicate that you are now checked in, and the administrators of the tournament will be able to see that you are present and ready for the round. If you are an adjudicator, once the match is through and you have determined the rankings, if you are the chair, the next thing you want to do is to submit the ballot for the round. And you can do so by clicking the submit ballot for round, whatever the round is, button. When you click that, it will take you to the ballot, and there are some very important things you want to pay attention to. Firstly, if your match included an iron person, that is an individual who had to play both roles on their team, then you want to indicate that a speaker spoke twice. Once you do that, then you can go ahead and complete the ballot. If there was no iron person, then you can leave that slot. Well, the default is no speakers spoke twice. You can leave it there. Or if you made the mistake of selecting an iron person, just selecting that button allows you to toggle or switch between the two options. In any case, once you're satisfied that you selected the right option, then you are now able to go to the score sheet and enter scores. I'm actually going to use the option where a speaker spoke twice. So let us assume that for this team, the prime minister was this person and this person spoke twice. That would mean that you would need to indicate or select that person's name on both position or in the slot for both positions on that team. And of course, you want to indicate which speech was the duplicate speech. The recommendation or the rule of thumb is that the speech that amassed the lower points is the duplicate speech. So let's say that this individual was a prime minister and the panel agreed that their performance warranted 78. But their deputy prime minister presentation warranted an 80, then you want to indicate that the lower score was the duplicate speech by checking mark as duplicate speech. And then for all the other positions, you simply need to select the name of the individual who played that role, enter their scores, and you do that for all of them. And as you do that, you will recognize that the rankings automatically get adjusted as you go and indicate the scores of the different players in the match. And so I'm going to go ahead and quickly enter some scores so you can see how that plays out. Oops. There we go. And so it will indicate that first went to the opening government team, second went to the closing opposition team, third went to the opening opposition, and fourth went to the closing government. Once you verify that these are the rankings and the scores with the remainder of the panel, you go ahead and select submit ballot. That will communicate the ballot to the tab team, and you should see an indication that your ballot was submitted at the top of your page. Now, once the ballot has been submitted, whether or not you're a chair, if you are the chair of the match, or if you were just a panelist or a wing adjudicator, everyone needs to complete the feedback form, and you will find the feedback form at the Submit Feedback button. When you click on that button, it will take you to a page looking like this, where first you want to select the name of the adjudicator you are submitting feedback on. Then you want to give them a score between 0 and 10. And then you want to indicate whether or not you agreed with the panelist's call or the judge's call. And if there are some comments you want to give, whether it's praise or some concerns, you enter that here. And once you're through, hit Save Feedback, and it will communicate that feedback to us. Once the draw has been released, your private URL will look very populated, as it does here. Once the draw has been released, the tab team will indicate that you need to refresh your private URL. And once you refresh that page, you will see the information that is related to the current round displayed. Of course, your registration information will be here. There will be confirmation that you checked in at a particular time, and the information for the round will be displayed here. This is how it will appear if you are a debater. Your private URL page will look this way. It will indicate the current round. It will state the room you are debating in, as well as the position that your team will be playing in this round. It would also indicate the start time for the match, as well as the other teams you will be playing against below. It will indicate the adjudicators for this match. The chair will have a C beside their name, and below that you will see the motion. If you are an adjudicator, the URL will look very similar. The indication that you checked in. Below this area here, information with respect to this particular round, indicating if you're a panelist or a chair and the room in which you'll be judging, start time for the match, the teams that will be in your room, the panel composition, and the motion.